If you want to do the favorite thing,
My
the
favorite.
the disclaimer.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing
On this thankful Thursday.
on this Thankful Thursday? Thankful Thursday. I forgot. Yeah, you be putting up the Thankful Thursday post.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to start with the disclaimer, which we do every session or every episode.
Yes.
This show is for entertainment purposes only and is not intended as professional advice. Any actions taken based on the discussions are at your discretion only. There will be no bullying of any kind and no disrespect will be tolerated. Okay? All right. So, did we name this episode?
Trauma and tragedy. I guess close by.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what will be the name of it. So yeah. So we're gonna start out. I would say this is very dear to me, so I wanted to share and shed some light on some things. I want to give this, I guess, blessed evening with telling my son's side of the story.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people know what really happened. This is a tragedy that happened back in, actually in April.
Okay.
April 7th, 2015, this happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And it made the news.
Yeah, but it didn't seem that long time.
I know,
No.
isn't it? It's so many years. I mean, well.
Yeah,
And-
no, it
and
didn't
I-
seem that long.
Yeah, and I'm just thanking God that us as a family, a unit, that we made it through.
Right.
And I can start off by saying that my son shot his father on this day, and I can also let everyone know that their relationship is, thank God, is good.
Mm-hmm.
We all got through it, so I'm going to start with what happened that day.
Okay.
No, well, first I'll start with a little bit, telling you a little bit about my son. Yeah.
Stories.
Chimere is my son's first name, and I can use names because this is my baby.
Right. No.
So Chimere is my oldest son, whom back there he was a third year Indiana University student. He actually was 11 hours away from home. But when this tragedy happened, Chimere, I'll speed the story along because it'll be so long.
Mm-hmm.
Chimere came home from college without my permission. He was saying before then that, and complaining that he's 11 hours away, he's lonely.
No, he wanted to come home.
Yeah, and he had already had, before he went away, he had already had like a good rapport with Temple, and he had took some classes there. So they were already looking at him. So he was just saying, he wanted to come home and transfer, be closer to home. Mm-hmm. His dad kept saying that he did not want him to come home. He didn't want him to be in Philly. He didn't think it was a good idea or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Chimere came home on his own because it was like a month before that, or 2 months even before that, we went and visited Chimere. Me and his dad took a road trip. Me, his dad, and one of his dad's uncles. We went to go see Chimere. Chimere, when we went to go see him, he was working 2 jobs. And, I was, sending him all that I could. And, every year I'm signing.
What year was this? What year was he in? Was this?
When he made, that was the second year.
Okay.
That we went. Yeah, he was sophomore that year. Okay. That we went to go see him. Mm-hmm. But then, when we went to go see him, he was working 2 jobs. And I was sending him the packages and everything, supporting him the best way I could. And then, he wasn't feeling lonely then. But when when we went there, his father was like, "Oh no, you don't have to work." Made him quit his job, and I kept saying to him, "Don't quit your job," because not nothing against his father. He always had it.
Right.
The people that knew him, but I was paying his tuition.
Right.
I was paying
The
this.
one he was called.
Yeah, this was like $39,000 a year, like because he was 11 hours away, and I was signing those tuition fees and the loans, and it was always from his father. Oh, I'll pay it. I'm gonna pay it in full. Don't worry. I'm gonna give it back to you and all of this.
Right.
So, but as mothers, and not downing him at all, but as mothers, I've always, it didn't matter. It never mattered to me what my son's father had. You're gonna get it first, and then he'll follow up, and it'll be secondary. But I'm gonna handle my business as a mother. So, but when we went to go see Chimere, he made Chimere quit his jobs. He said, concentrate on your studies. That's all you got to do. And I begged Chimere, don't do it, behind his back. Like, don't quit your job. You're fine,
Right.
And it was like, when you have a father that's like doing the street thing, you calling, you mad, because he like, let me call you back. Let me call. He kept doing that or however. And some of the times, he like, I got you, but not answering. So it was things like that. Then, of course, he had me calling. And at that time, I'm going to keep it real. He had a wife at that time. For some reason, at first it was I love your kids, or I love this and whatever. But after a while, it was like, yeah, we going to ignore him. You ain't doing nothing. Right. This all for me and mine. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. It turned into, and he was listening. He was, I'm going to get to all of that. So, Chimere, okay, he proceeded with that. And and then the third semester, it got intense. And he got, even more lonely. I want to get closer to home. Mom, I can't concentrate here. I just want to be home with family and all of that. So he showed up. So when he showed up, even before then, Chimere's grandmother was going through something with Chimere's dad and his wife at that time also. Okay. And it was like a lot of things being told, to Chimere too. Like, you can't, he's not answering for you, he's not answering for my grandma, he's not answering whatever. So when he came home, that's the first place he went, to his father's house. But he went, and then he went back, he left and went back and got his grandmother. So I remember this like it was yesterday, because it was cold outside and he had called me. So he said, I picked up, I'm here, Mom, I'll talk to you when I get, home. He said, but right now I'm at my dad's house. He was like, I went and picked my grandmother up. So she hasn't seen him. We want to make sure he's okay. He's okay.
Oh, the dad. She didn't see the dad. Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, when she called, he ignored her too. So they go to his house. They go to Chin's house. Well, the baby father's house. And they get out the car and they go knock on the door. He comes to the door. No, actually, I'm wrong. She comes to the door, answers the door, and shuts the door in their faces. So he then comes to the door and said they can't come in.
Both of them, with your son and the grandmother.
Yes,
which is his
mother. Yes. So Chimere was like, Dad, what's going on?
Right.
And it's cold out here. We can't come in. So two other people, while they're standing out there, two other people ride up, two friends and they ride up, they get out. Because he called me when they was outside. Right. Let me, like, what's going on? They go. He
right in the house?
Yep. They left. Yeah. They left them right outside. So I'm just sharing this. Just to like a little bit of, a background of some of the things that happened or transpired. And I also wanted to touch on that because a lot of things, people got things confused as to, my son was mad at his father for this or he did this because he was, no,
okay.
this is not, no, this is these things transpired, but it was never that. It was never that. And even though he was hurt, I didn't find out, Chimera didn't cry on the phone, like the mom cry or whatever. One of my son's father friends told me just what I found out like last year or maybe 2 years ago that that he cried when we discussed this. One of his friends from New York, we were all on the phone, and I brought this up, and the friend said, hold on, she telling the truth, because I remember I was one of them. And he said, your son, I felt bad. Your son cried like a baby out there. Yes.
Wow.
So I didn't know that, you know. So, okay, so all of that happened. And then, of course, they argued back and forth regarding it, him and his father. They are, because here we are. This is a, you know, he grown now. He in college, his third year, and he argued over the, or whatever. And those kind of things were starting to happen. He was moving weird, like, you know, ignoring him and everything. So,
after he told him to quit his job.
Yes, after it was insane. So so after all of that happened, Chimera did not go back. He didn't go back. He then, you know, we had talks all the time. He was, you know, say to me, you know, we got a good relationship. Mom, he could tell me anything. Right. Mom, when I was up there by myself, I felt like I was alone. He said, even though, you know, when I hang up the phone with you and then talk to certain people, it made me want to come home even more. He even said, I felt like a little depressed. So I'm like, why? I'm like, he said, because it had me feeling I'm 11 hours away.
You can't do nothing.
And yeah, so then he was like, he said, I won't lie, you know, I started smoking marijuana. So I was like, marijuana. Now, I never smoked marijuana a day of my life. I don't know, and then even I will say this, I don't know how it's supposed to have you feeling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what moves or what, what it do. I don't know. So I said, but I do know that I had people all around me all the time that smoked it. So I'm like, you can't get hooked possibly on marijuana.
We had
you know
a discussion too about that. We're like, we don't do no type of smoking. We don't even smoke cigarettes.
Exactly.
And you know, the kids.
Child, and they different. So, you know, so he was like, Mom, I just feel like when I get up in the morning, I need it. And it makes me so relaxed that I can't concentrate on my studies. So I'm like, now in my head, I'm like, this is, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Now it's affecting your
school.
School.
Like what? I said, yeah, well, I'm not signing another year of tuition. I don't care if you're 11 hours away or here. I'm not going to sign another year of tuition unless, you know, I get you tested.
Right.
I said, because I don't know. I don't think you hooked on, you know, just that. So then,
okay, you think it's
I was thinking it because I'm like, no, like something is not right. I'm not knowing. So, and then I was talking to his father back and forth. So he like, no, that nigga lying. He had that frame. He was already mad because Chimera done came up here and said what he said to him, and they was back and forth, like, you know. So he was like, he lying. He was like, we going. Matter of fact, meet me at my mom's house. We going to get him a test. Actually, from Rite Aid. It was on. Actually, it was on 6th Street. Wait, 6th? Yeah, 6th Street. 6th and the Rite Aid it's down there on Reed. Like, I think it was something like back then. It was. So don't know if it's still there, but I met him at his mom's. He went in there. He had got the test. He was like, cause he lying or whatever. We gonna test this nigga. I'm like, okay. Sure enough, we tested him, and nothing else came up in his system. He was telling the truth, and I felt bad at that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right. I was thinking, yeah. So he like, yeah. And even he was shocked because he kept saying, no, he lied. He on something else.
Right.
All right. So we got past that. Chimera stayed home. Then his dad started saying, "You're not staying here. I just don't want him here. I'm in the street, and I don't want my son here. I'm doing things, blah, blah, blah." Kamir, like, I'm not going back. Then he started feeling like, my mom paying my tuition anyway.
Right.
So, but still, he had this thing. I don't want him here. I'm doing business. I don't, want my oldest son, somebody getting, kidnapped, whatever. So, okay, that went on. That had to go on for the next few months, back and forth, them two, with he staying here, no, he not. Then baby father started saying, if you don't go back, I don't want nothing to do with you no more. Yeah, if you don't go back, I don't want nothing to do with you no more. So he kept saying that. That hurt Kamir so bad. So he was hurt, and he kept talking about it, and it made him, like depressed, Right. So again, we go back and forth, and then now it's time. I know that he's depressed, but now it's time. It's also that he's asking, here's another year coming up. Can, now I'm going to go see what Temple talking about, but I'm depressed. Now, he loved his father so much. Now all this is stopping him from going forward. So, and it was always nothing I can really say, because that's how much he loved him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, this your life. You gotta get this together. Right. That's like all this money. I gotta pay this parent loan. I owe a lot, 90-something thousand, and you're gonna finish because you get yourself together. That's what I was doing. So the whole time, I'm telling him, you gotta get yourself together. So, remembering all this like it was yesterday. So then,
oh Lord.
No, it's okay, because I knew it was going to make me extra emotional. It's all right. So then, so more time went by. Let me gather myself. So a couple, weeks went by, months, whatever they was battling, going back and forth. Kamir did finally go to see about Temple and stuff. And he still was, going back and forth with his father, because his father said, don't come back to my house. You can't come in, all this other stuff. So before then, he was about to start school or however. I said, Kamir, I think it's a good idea that you take some time off. You're not only saying that you have this habit with this marijuana, you can't seem to shake. You need it in the morning. I said, tuition is a lot of money, and I want you to get some type of treatment for it. So I said, let me, with my job, I'm like, let me call. He was still on my benefits. So I'm like, I went to work, and he agreed. He said, Mom, I will do it. I call around, never forget. I called the back of the insurance. I asked, what are the steps? How can I? They gave me a couple places out in Montgomery County. I was calling around to a couple places, and I'm like, is this even a thing? Right. I found a place, and I said, do you guys treat people or, for marijuana habits? Right. So she said, yes, we do. She said, but he has to want to come, the treatment. I'm like, he does. So back then I'm putting him on a, 3-way or whatever. So we rocking, like we got it now. Again, some of the things I didn't move, even though him and his father was going back and forth, I'm still trying to keep them. So I still was letting him know, like, hey, this is what's going on. He kept telling me, they don't treat for that. Don't know where to treat for that. I said, listen, I found a place, Montgomery County. I said, I will put you on the phone too. Right. I said, me and Kamira just was talking to the people. And I did. We got on the, 3-way. And to prove to him, the lady said, yes, we do treat for that. When are you guys able to bring? I left work early. I said, I will come and I'll bring him to see, today before a certain time. She said, okay, all right, we do that. He says, I agree. I called Kamir, he was at my mom's. And I said, pack a bag, because they said that, you can come. And then his father going to call me back. And he was like, I want to go too. I'm going too. I'm like, okay. He said, so he calls me. I said, I'm leaving work early. He said, meet me at my dad's house, in South Philly. I'm like, okay. So I tell Carmen, I said, your dad is going too. He's like, okay. So I go get Carmen, and then I go to his father's house, his grandfather's. So I call him when we on our way, because I know how it is with him. I'll be right there. I gotta make this stop. Hold up. Give me 5 minutes. I gotta meet somebody. That life. So I said, listen, today is not gonna be one of them days. I know how you do, and have people waiting or never coming.
Right.
If you are not coming, because he wouldn't. It was times when I'll go there, he won't show up, and it's been years that he would do that. So I'm like, tell me the truth, because we can just go, and it's okay. Let me get him while he's saying yes.
You want to go?
Let
you
me
can meet us.
Oh no, I'm coming. No, just meet me at my dad. I said I was coming. Okay, I'm married to number 2 at this time.
Okay.
So I was saying, I said, oh my God. I was like, I'll drive. This is the crazy part. So I said, I'll drive my car. He said, no, we're going to take my car. I wish we would have drove my car. If we would have... Anyway, so I have husband number 2 drop me off. So he dropped me off. He dropped us off. He dropped us off. And then, no, wait. No, I drove. I'm wrong. I was in the car with husband number 2, and he had to bring me something. But me and Chimera drove there. My car was there. And husband number 2 had to bring me something. So anyway, if I would have drove my car. So we got there, we're waiting. He's taking forever. We calling him and everything. He finally comes. When he gets there, we still don't leave. He like, come here, let me talk to you. They going in the yard. Let me talk to you. They coming, they going everywhere, but we ain't going out the door. I'm sitting there with his grandfather, and I'm waiting. And I'm even saying to him, listen, let's go.
Right.
Let's go. All right, wait 1 minute. I got somebody about to come by here. Yes, bring me something. When they come, we out. I'm telling you, it did. I sat there for like an hour, probably an hour and a half, watching him go in and out or whatever. Okay. So then we finally get ready to go. So he will always, like, because get on my nerves. So I said, and this too, I said, Chimera, sit in the front with your dad. I'll sit in the back.
Right.
So I'm going to say it again. If I would have sat in the back too, it would have been. So he like, no, I want you right next to me. Yeah, you riding where you know you want to sit, That's it, yeah. Big daddy, this, that. I said, here we go. Like, don't stop it. No, I really went back and forth with it. And I really wish I would have followed. But he's like that.
Amen.
So, no, you sitting in the front with me. Okay. I sit in the front with him. He's driving. So the whole time, so we're on 76. We go. So he's talking his stuff, same stuff he always talk. I'm ignoring him, and I'm like, could you please, stop, whatever. Chimera's engaging in the conversation too, and then my son.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. No, because I want you to.
It's okay.
I was gonna say. So how were they talking? Was that?
They were fine. It was like at first everything was fine.
Okay.
He was fine or whatever. And then when we got off of 76 onto 476, like near City Line Avenue, my son started talking like different, in a different tone, like
Somebody
baby.
else.
Yeah, and like a baby voice. Yeah, he was like,
Wow.
yeah, he was like, Dad, Dad, can I talk to you? And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
what? So I'm turning around. He's like, Dad, I just want to talk to you. You know, out of all the times, you know, you just kept telling me you coming or you calling me, and like went to a whole not right now, Kamir, not right now. I said something is wrong. What's wrong with you?
Right.
I'm turning around. I said
'Cause
he
you
ain't look different, but he talked different.
completely
So I'm
different
like,
person.
what's wrong with you? Dad, ignore me. I'm not there. Whole little boy. Dad, I just wanted to talk to you. Not right now. I said something is wrong with him. I said something is wrong. I said he's not talking right. I'm saying to him, he's not talking right. Time, don't pay him no mind. Don't pay him no mind. He alright. Kamir's still going on and a baby voice
Oh,
and
my God.
dad this and dad that and ask, can you talk to him? Keep repeating this stuff. And I'm like, no, me, because I'm in his car and I'm saying to myself, I don't want, and he's driving. I'm like, I don't want to upset, him. I ain't going to even say the wrong things. Let me keep. So he kept saying to me, he's like, he all right. I said, he's not all right. He's not all right. I said, there's something wrong. You hear how he talking? He all right. I gave him something.
I was going to ask that too. Like, did he give him something at the house?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say that. Because for him to change
He
up.
said, yeah.
Like that.
He said, I gave him something. So I said, what? I said, what did you give him?
Right.
What do you mean you gave him something? All the time, don't worry. He all right. He kept telling me, like, basically, it ain't my business.
Right.
He all right. Me again. I'm sitting there like, this is not, no.
Because did you give him
I'm like,
something to calm down? Like,
he was like, I gave him something. He wouldn't tell me what he gave him. He Mickey'd our son.
no, he didn't.
Girl, please. Oh, man.
Tanya.
Yeah, because he wouldn't say what he gave him.
Right. Because the volume would have been like, I gave him a volume or whatever, to calm his nerves or something like that.
Yeah, I said, what did you give him? He said, these people ain't going to keep him for no marijuana, and he need a break. They not going to keep him for no, if they find marijuana in his system.
So what the fuck did you give?
And I kept calm. I did. I kept calm. And I said, I kept saying, you gave him something? Like, so he like, I told you he going to be fine. Now, Kamira's like, Dad,
Oh, God.
look what he gave me.
Who?
I turned around, I said, what? Hand like this.
Who is it? Who was he saying he gave it to him?
I don't know. I don't see who else he see. But he got the gun in his hand. And it's laid down in his hand. And he's like this. The gun is laid down in his hand. He like, look what he gave me. I'm like,
where the fuck you get that?
Right. So, we both looking
Right.
He ain't saying nothing. I'm like crying. Kamir, okay. I'm like, okay.
Because he's a whole different person.
He like, look what he turned it. Look what that shit went off. When I say to you, I don't know. I can't even say that I don't know. I'm going to back it up because the guy that I know, and I know him. And he was driving. That car, man, when I say slow, I didn't even, I'm talking about he was already The car slowed down. 476 was so crowded that day. It was so crowded.
Oh,
that car went to the side. His foot was on that brake. You hear me? It went to the side, and when I say I ran for my life, you couldn't tell me. All I was thinking is, whatever it is telling him, shoot your parents. Kill your parents.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I
And
want to hug you, but I don't know.
I know.
You got no tissue, no anything. Lord have
So
mercy.
anyway,
Oh God.
I mean, because and I get it. I knew this was going to be so deep. So, because, and it's okay. I'm all right. I mean, we got through this. You know what I'm saying? We got through this. So that's the bigger picture. But when I say I ran for my life, I ran. He was literally, after that, of course he dropped it, but I was out. I ran out the car. I'm running up the highway. Car's going like this. I'm screaming, my son, help me, help me. My son shot his father. Help me, help me.
Oh,
it was so many people getting out their cars telling me, come here, come here, come here. And this one woman, I looked at her and she said, come here, Everybody was just, and I got in her car. She let me get in her car. And I'm screaming, telling her, my son shot his father. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. So then she was like, where? Everybody.
Right.
So I'm looking back. I'm looking, not back, forward, because the car is up there. Right. And then I see Camille out of the car in the trunk getting towels. I'm getting towels and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, he's helping him. Like, he's helping him. Like, so he gets out the car. I see him on the side, the driver's side now. And I'm telling her, after he does this with the towels or whatever, then he runs. He's coming towards, looking down for me. I'm screaming. I'm telling the lady. I said, he's going to kill us. He's going to. I'm telling her. Right. I'm like, he's going. That's my. She was like, that's him. We both screaming. I said, yes. Lock your door. He like, mom. He was like, call 911. He's telling me, call 911. My dad needs my dad need help. Call 911. I said, oh my God, he don't know what he did. He don't know what I'm telling her. Oh my God, I'm telling her he doesn't know what he did. So so she's on her phone. When I get tired of it, we're talking. I still had my phone. Let me back up, because I get out. I'm on the phone, 911. I'm like, my son shot for. When I get to her car, she even calls too. We all on. So when the troopers, the state troopers came. And when I see them, they then draw their guns. And I jumped out of her car. Oh, and I said, they going to kill my baby. Yes. I jumped out the car. God. I start running. And I said, no. I stand in front. I said, no, please don't shoot my baby. No. He like, Mom, what did I do?
Oh, my God. He didn't even know.
He was like, what did I do? They like, get on the ground. I'm saying to him, get on the ground. Please, get on the ground. They're going to hurt you. Get on the ground. Like, he's like, Mom, what did I do? He kept saying it. Oh, my God. When I say, oh, Lord, Jesus. Jesus. So when I say that everything, all of that happened, they take him. I'm telling them. They, of course, before then they get his father out. He's talking. Okay. He's talking and everything. And I'm like saying to them, "Is he okay? Is he okay? Where you taking him? This blah blah blah." So of course they don't know what happened.
They don't know.
So they like,
right, yeah, wait,
you
everybody
with your son,
yeah,
or whatever. So I'm like, okay, okay, I understand. They gonna take, they said we take you down to the station, whatever. Cause that one is out of it. That one is out of it, gone. Don't remember nothing. I get there. And it's crazy because you know how normally Montgomery County detectives are normally nasty. These people became my family, like through the whole process. When I took, because you know why? They tested him. They would not tell me. They said because of the age, they wouldn't tell me. I didn't know. I kept asking, what did he give him? I wanted to know. Because you want to know why? He didn't talk in a year. My son couldn't speak.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you something. He went completely
gone.
So when we got to the station, they questioned me, over and over. And then I told them and everything. I kept telling them the truth. They even took him to hospital and everything. So I was there for hours. And when they finally let me go, and it literally, I told them, I had to tell them from when he was little all the way up to, everything, So, and these people, it was heartfelt. One of the detectives actually told me, after shedding a tear, he was like, your story had me get myself together. He said, because all I do is work. And everything you said to me was my son. He said, all of his life, I'm promising him, I'm showing up. And he said,
baby, I want to hug you. Come on.
It's all right.
Give me a hug. I'm sorry.
I know. Because we wasn't speaking when all of this happened.
That's what I'm saying. This is new
Oh
to
my
me.
God. And, Jesus. I'm sorry, I gotta keep calling his name.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, when we, so I remember it like it was yesterday. So, husband number 2 had to come and get me from the station. And then we went to, they took his father to Presbyterian.
Okay.
And it's crazy because
You ain't gonna have no lashes.
I know my lashes is gonna be off.
I just wanted to make you laugh a little bit.
And I hate crying on my lashes because they swell up. I would be going to get them done over. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. No, it's okay. I understand. And I appreciate you and love you for it. I really do.
You already know.
And the whole family was there. Everybody was there. And so husband number 2 took me there. And I brought him up because, and thank God for him. You know what I'm saying? At that time, because he had my back. You know what I mean? And so when we go in there, everybody was there. The whole family. You know what I mean? And so Kamia's grandmother, everybody's crying. The wife, as soon as I come, she wanted to fight. When I came, oh yeah, she wanted to fight me. So when I came in here, they're like, everybody's like, what happened? Where have we go in a private room? I'm telling them exactly what happened. To this day, these people know me since I was a kid. And they knew that I would not play with this. And I would not lie about it. I cry because these people to this day treat my baby funny. I cry because the truth came out, yo. The truth came out. Everything came out. And I don't think they know. Like some of the family treat him different. They really do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can just tell. Like he intentionally did this and he didn't. So, okay, but it was the stories that was told. It was the stories that was told and it wasn't the truth. And I understand why you couldn't tell the truth. Because what I'm going to say, You know, and he knows me. He knows me. I told him that I was going to have this story on here. And he knows I'm not going to lie. He knows that I know the full truth. He knows it. Even though to this day, he's not himself. He needed to get help. He is still, I don't care what nobody, everybody that knows him, they need to get him help. He's still not himself. They can say what he wants. He's not himself. And they need to get him help. He needs therapy. He never got therapy. He goes to, he say, he go to church and he found God. But you could tell he's not right. He's not right.
Oh.
And yes, because of this, he lost everything. You know what I mean? And I get it. And I get it. I get it. And I don't, I'm not going to even, I said I wasn't going to be saying that too much, but I didn't even know that I was going to forgive him.
Right.
The things that I know, even just from giving. So, when I got there, I told them all what happened. The wife was like, "You're lying. You're effing son." You know, she said that he did this intentionally or whatever. And all. It was because the way they was treating him. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're saying this. You know you're wrong. You treat her. And I started, and then we're literally about to fight in there. And they were literally having to, and you know, husband number 2 stepped up in the middle of it like, nah, this ain't going down. You know what I mean? So I got out of there. I'll leave that where it's at. And you know who else knew? She knew that I was not. Because everybody, and I'm surprised that they know my son loved his father to death.
And how many
He
years?
was probably,
y'all was, you,
child, please.
like,
15, I was 15.
family.
Yeah.
Right,
When I was 15 years old when we got together. So it's like, oh my God, I've been around everybody, but
Right.
I get it. And I think that when people have a person that, and I'm going to keep it real, he's footing bills or whatever he's doing. He the man. He was the man. So when things ain't running right, because the man is down, you understand?
Now everybody
They gonna
looking.
believe like, oh, you know what I mean? So that's how it was. But I will say, so we moved past that. I still was fighting that. This was my son, my baby. I knew he never was a violent person, honor roll student. He made us so proud. He had all of the awards. I love all 3 of my kids, but that one was the smartest. He ain't play with
Stupid.
He's not girl, he had everything. When I say to you, he had all of these awards.
Right.
I went to a ceremony and they kept calling his name.
I remember. Straight A student and everything.
Yes. He
All
made,
the way up to college.
he
Absolutely.
he made us so proud. And he wanted to be an architect. He wanted to be an architect. So with that being said, his grandmother knew it. She knew. She did not turn her back, and that was her son. She did not. Everybody was divided. Everybody was divided. She was in the middle. She says so many people, she's in the middle. This is her son, and this is her grandson. And everybody was divided. And her and I, she didn't skip a beat every visit. We went Norristown. Shout out to Norristown.
So they arrested him there?
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't go straight to jail because they knew they tested
something
him.
was wrong.
Yeah. So he went to Norristown's hospital mental. Well, it was a jail next door. They saved. Oh my God! They saved my son's life. It was visits that her and I went to go see him, and he couldn't talk.
Okay.
Like, he didn't talk for a whole year, yo. Yes. A whole year he would not speak. And they kept telling me it's the trauma. He's in a trance. And they said, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, he would not. Her and I went there. We sat behind a glass. Her and I, his grandmother. And my mom couldn't take it. She couldn't go all the time. She couldn't take it. And
You see him like that.
yeah, and then it was me and mom, his grandma. We didn't skip a beat. We always had a bond. And we cried every visit, yo. Every time we left there, we cried all the way home. When I tell you, it was so bad, yo. It was so bad. People, it was on the news and everything, and people literally was some people were making fun that found out. I heard stuff like some people telling him, because he would tell me, my husband number 2 would say, oh, people like, oh, you gonna get your stepson out. Like this was a joke. This was like, man. So, okay. So we did that. They saved his life. And then he didn't know what really happened until after that comes out of it with heavy medication. Heavy mental medication. It messed my son up back then. So, so let's fast forward. I'm going to get to the good stuff, because the good stuff is what people should pay attention to. Even our family. Don't get me wrong. I will say this. I respect my son's father. I do. I don't got nothing against him. I still have, like, of course, like, I care. You know what I'm saying? I care. And even when I talk to him, I say, you need to get help. You understand? You get me. He's so in another, he's living back in 19, yeah. You give me help. Because you and me going to be, that's what we together. We going to be together. What? Whatever. So I have to ignore that. But I will say this. But I be dead serious. And even though they talk all the time, everybody's relationship, the only people that I care about is his grandmother, his grandfather.
Oh God.
Yeah. His father. I want their relationships to be good. I do. You know what I'm saying? That matter to me. The others can fall in line wherever it may, but they think it. So my brother, let's speed it up to the good stuff. So let's go back. The detectives called me. Like I said, we had good conversations, and I had a good rapport that grew with them.
Right, okay.
They were calling me. He said, do you know how to get in contact with, he said, I heard that his father's discharged from the hospital. Do you have a number for him? The number I had. He said, that's the number I had. I can't get him.
How long was he in the hospital?
Oh, man. I don't want to make it up because I don't remember. I don't remember how long. But I got to back it up because the bullet, oh my God. How can I just skip over this? The bullet went in one side of his temple and out of his eye. Okay. He only has one eye.
Now, okay.
Yeah. He has a artificial eye. So that's what happened. Okay. It went in and it went out.
Oh, because everybody probably like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what it did.
Okay.
And that's what happened. I'm sorry. And I meant to say that. Please forgive me, everyone. Please forgive me. So my brother was away at that time. He was locked up. So he's calling home. He's like,
what's going on?
I know the situation. We already had told him. So he was like, something's not adding up. He kept saying, no, something not adding up, hype in there, you know. So he said, he said the same thing. He wouldn't just do that. He wouldn't even get in, he's like, something's not right. So even though he kept saying that, he like, and I'm going to find out. He kept saying, I'm going, he was like, I'm going to ask some questions or whatever. I'm like, okay, but this is something. I'm like, I'm not paying him no money. Like, man, this ain't happening on the street. This happened in the court. Okay, that's how I'm taking it.
Right.
And I'm hurt because I'm like, my son got in the car. I'm thinking with this gun, like you did this. Like I'm dealing with that as his mother.
Like this is what
Like
you
you
came to
came. So the detectives calls me and they ask for, do I have a number for his father? I give, I say the number, the same number he has. He's like, I have it. I have that number. I can't get in contact with him. I said, oh, I don't know. I said, that's what I have. He said, okay. He said, if you speak with him, it's very important that we've been out there to his home or whatever. He said several times we can't get him. He said, but tell him that it's very important that we speak with him. It's regarding the prints on the gun. So I'm thinking to myself, what? Why would they want to speak with him about prints on a gun? Because I'm still fighting.
What the hell?
My son got in the damn car with his gun. You know what I'm saying? So then I tell his grandmother.
Okay.
I called his grandmother and I said, they're saying they need to speak with him about the prints on a gun, which is weird, like that. So she was like, yeah, like me, clueless, like, why would they? Okay. So then my brother, after a while, they did speak with him. I was then, he started speaking back with me. At first he wasn't talking to me, acting weird. Talking about his father. And then we started immediately because he know what happened and so do I. So then him and I started, speaking again. He even went with me to go see him. Yeah, to go see him and everything. But I felt like he was hiding it. I'm wondering, he's telling me from some people. So I'm like, why is people mad? Or what is really going on? I'm still clueless. Still don't know what happened with him when he went to meet with the detectives. Don't know none of this. What's going on, right? So then, and when we went to go see him after the year, even when we went, our son sitting there saying, Dad, I'm sorry. And he kept shutting them up. We ain't got to talk about that. That's in back of us. That's old, whatever. All right, so my brother then comes home. Before he comes home, he begs me to come see him. Sis, I want to know why people not locked up. I want to know why people not in jail. He mad saying this to me. I'm like, I said, who is not? I don't talk on this phone, sis. You need to come up here. He was on State Road. You need to come. We need a visit. I got some stuff to tell you. We need to visit. So I'm like, okay, I go see him. He tell me, some people that I know, they showed me some sheep, sheep or whatever. It ain't good, sis. It ain't good. So I'm like, okay, like what? You all around the place. He said, when I get out here, because he was about to come home. When I get out of here, never mind. I just need to talk to a couple people. But told me he seen a rap sheet. He and it ain't some favors or some shit was going on. He said they favors. I'm just trying to tell you, favors was given. He said, no, I don't know why, my nephew, this is where he at. And so I'm like
confused. What's going on?
And because, certain men, he I don't even want to talk like this or tell you anything because you're a female. He said, but you was involved. And I would cry to him and say, come here, got in the car with it. Saying all this. He I knew it whole time. He was like, he didn't want to tell me something. I didn't know that he went straight to his house. To this day, not too long ago, I literally just brought all of this back up. Me and his father had a conversation. Because I told him that I was going to talk about this.
Okay.
He's still acting like he don't remember some of the things. But it's all right. It's all right because he know I'm not lying.
And why would you?
Yeah, so my brother went straight to his house. He didn't even tell us. He wasn't that type anyway. He didn't tell us till he got back. Yeah, I'm gonna just tell you this, and I'm gonna let it be. But I'm gonna tell you this. The only reason why I'm not back to him, because that's what you will go back. He said, I had to go to that nigga and tell him. He said he was all with he said the only reason why he let me in his house is because it was a homie of mine in there for years. That knew. He said that's the only reason why he let me. I didn't go on no, ill intentions. I just got out. I just wanted to know. I wanted to let him know that I seen the sheep. And I know something ain't go down right. Because why you ain't in jail?
Right.
That's how he felt. So I'm like, he keeps saying why he ain't in jail.
Why would he need to be in jail?
I still was like, what the hell?
What's going on?
Well, honey. So my brother, he like, yeah, he told them worry about that. He like, yeah, I got him to tell me. He said at first he kept dancing around it. No, you know, you my brother, I love you. He's like, if I'm your brother, you call me your brother, and you love me, don't do my nephew like this. You out here, it's word, you out here really saying that my nephew did this to you on purpose, your own son. Nigga, he said this was your gun. You had that gun in the car. Tell the truth. He told Manny it was under his seat. All this time.
He had you thinking that he put the gun in the car. And didn't correct you on it.
And never corrected me or whatever else. He told people, family and friends that I know that he got in that car with Data. Like, what? You talking about crushed. Like, my thing is, but me knowing who you was and why, you had to
put it off on him.
And then I started hearing stuff about some people read or whatever, reading or whatever, or they said whatever. Then it all started coming together. Them people, he went. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
cause
it's like it's bad that you learn people in a tragic way. This was something bad, but
it was so deep.
People for who they was.
It was yes, because even when Chimera came home, when he came home the first time, because he locked back up on a violation. But my son still has mental issues because of this. And not only that, when he came home, he used to say to me, Mom, they don't act the same. People don't want to be around me. And you know who know? I have to go back. You know who else did not switch up on him? His great-grandmother. Yeah. His great-grandmother. His grandmother's mother never changed on him. Never he called somebody his aunt, one of his cousins. Day one. She's still her too.
Because they know they baby.
So
and they know the other one.
Yeah, and it's like, because they listened to the stories, and they was thinking, to this day, he not gonna say it. He's not, but he knows me. He know my heart. He know who I am. He knows that I'm gonna tell the truth. No harm to him. I know I'm not trying to be, he know who I am. He know I'm not vindictive. And I didn't worry about it because I know how God works. He knows. And I knew that I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, all that time. But this is therapy here, and this is an outlet.
Exactly.
And this and when I say to you that I wish that it never happened. Yes, I wish that it never happened. But I don't. The lies, I don't agree with that. You could have told the truth. You got our son looking like he's some type of monster. Monster. Like and then his you know, the wife at that time he's divorced from now. These people hate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
the truth wasn't that bad. I mean, well, I don't know how deep the weapon goes.
Yeah.
But the truth of, no, he just went off. He wasn't in his right mind.
But he couldn't tell that I gave him something. He couldn't tell that part. He couldn't bring himself. He still can't say it. He can't say it. He's fighting with that. I gave my son something. I asked him the other day. You want to know what not the other day, but 2 weeks ago. I said, and remember when he said, no, I don't remember that. I don't remember that time. Like, he said, it probably was a perk or something. What? That's what he says. And it's like, because the person that I am, I'm glad my faith is where it is. I will never hate him. Even though he messed our baby's life up. Like, and I won't even say, no, let me take that back. Because I know how God, with healing, I'm talking about, and with meds. And he can bring, he's saying now he wants to finish school. He can go back to school and stuff. But that heavy cloud and hurt over his head and his life. All of this. All because of what? You did it why?
Right,
you were so mad because, he ain't listening to me. He ain't going back to school. What was it? I still don't know. What made you do that?
Right.
What made you give him anything? This would have been prevented. It would have all been prevented. Yeah.
And they would have been treating him for the right thing.
Let me tell you something.
Because you gave him something that he wasn't even taking. So,
Yes. I was hurting for him so bad when he came home one time and he said, Mom, they treat me different. They act funny, blah, blah, blah. I told his grandmother one time, that was years ago, but it doesn't bother me now. I love them. I'm family and they family. But I remember telling her, I said, can you call a meeting? I did. I said, call a meeting. I want everybody there because I heard from my son. I'm like, we need everybody there, and I'm going to tell them. Because I didn't know that he was telling them all of that time.
Right,
I didn't know.
Right.
But when I found out, no. I'm like, why? Why? So when we speak about trauma hitting closely at home, like I'm in tears and stuff about it now, and it hurts me to my heart because I know what he could have been, and he still can be.
Right.
But it delayed him. It delayed his life, and he hates that he has to take a medication. He hates it. He thinks it's beneath him.
The stigma that comes with it.
Yeah, and people don't know. And like I said, people don't know those things. With trauma, and it takes a lot to want to get the help, and it takes a lot for that person and the family about trying to stay on them about it, and trauma only happens when something huge mental illness, mental illness, especially heavy mental illness, it takes something that triggered that person's life. That's how they become mentally ill, unless something they're born with, But yeah, yup. and it was, we're still, we're still, healing and still, I'm just so glad I could talk about it. I can,
Ben, absolutely. Get it out. Especially
yeah, and
when
if it wasn't for Mandy, with his detective crazy self, I should call my brother.
Listen.
Oh my God, he ain't play. He didn't play about. He was like,
he knew his role though.
yeah, he made, he was like, oh, he was going to tell me the truth. I wasn't leaving his house.
And imagine if he didn't.
If he
still wouldn't know.
Exactly, because when the detective called me and said, I need to talk, I knew other Prince was on the gun. Like, who? Why would he want to talk to him, though?
Right.
I thought it was, that was strange. Like, didn't he? Yeah. And they ain't going to tell you everything, But, yeah, he did. Yeah. So it's like, and then to this day, I ain't had to move like that. Still denying it. I ain't need no, like, I don't even, I be wanting to say so bad, like, you still want to be in denial? That's because you got to get therapy. He played in jokes talking about he wanted to be on here with us.
Shut up.
He did. He was like, I'm going to be on here. Okay. I ignored, but
come on.
I wouldn't have been able to get this far.
He know how we is, right?
Child. I wouldn't have been
back and forth.
Yeah, he would have made jokes because he doesn't want. If he got his therapy though, if he got the therapy that I kept saying he needed,
he would have to admit to it.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So, So that is the real story for people that just think that.
Something else.
Yeah. No. This is no. And I was there. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and imagine, and I thank God, I gotta give God all his praises. Because, oh my God, oh man, I without him, I would not have come this far. I am so strong because I went through that. Me as a mother, I kept saying, even before I knew that my son didn't get in a car with this gun, I'm like, I could never be in a car with my son again. Right. I went through all. Right. I had therapy.
I'm getting ready to say.
I had therapy back then. I did. I had therapy. Oh my God! I kept hearing a gunshot. I kept hearing it in my ears. I kept hearing it. Oh my God. Yeah.
Listen.
God is so good, yo. God is so good.
All the time. We say God is good all the time.
I'm sorry, I'll be like, thank you.
No.
God is. People don't be knowing what people been through or what they got through.
Absolutely.
And how they got through and they judge you.
Talk about it.
Child, please. Yes.
In your right mind.
I could have been
in your right
that
mind.
day.
Because both of y'all could have been in the same hospital side by side.
Oh, it was stories. Oh my God, it was stories that I set it up. I had something to do with it. And that's the thing. What hurt me the most back then is he didn't defend me. He didn't say, that's not her.
Right.
I was there. You could have told the truth then. I caused that. I Mickey, my son. I gave him something.
That's what I'm saying. Even if he wouldn't have said he Mickey them or something like that, he could have just
that's
said,
the word I know.
I gave him something to calm his nerve. And it was a chemical imbalance.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that deep for you to hide it that long, to act like it was really something. You could have just said, I gave him something, and it must have triggered him, and he just went on.
That's it.
That's all that I said.
He did. He couldn't bring himself to telling that. It was as if, they said all kinds of things. But I'll tell you what, like I said, those detectives, back then, I didn't care too much. He knew the truth. And that's why I could have went right on. Right on. Those detectives called me, I went literally for the next, because I even through court time and everything, all the court, until all the way up until even after it was over. That's how Like,
What?
yeah, they were.
Fine.
Oh my God, they was so excellent. They said that story was just
Heart-wrenching.
yeah. So, and it's like, yeah, shout out to Norristown State Hospital.
I was going to say, because I cut you off when you was
I
trying
still
to
got. I'm sorry.
a shout out.
It's
to
okay.
them.
I still have. I actually still have contacts from there. I kept. That's how close I got with them people too. Man, they saved my son's life. It was. They had the best mental health staff. I mean, they brought him from behind the glass, looking at us like he ain't remember who he was. And this is not even funny, but I gotta tell you, cause this is. I remember when I was when I got married and I had the bosom.
Oh God! Here we go.
And I had the and I had that on.
I don't know if I want you to say that. What you gonna say?
And I came there, and this is when he started feeling better, and he was looking at me
Like, who the hell? This really this not
oh my
my
God, my baby was looking at me. My baby was looking at me.
Oh,
He said-
Lord. Who the hell is this woman?
He said, "Mom, what's that?"
Oh God.
Like what? Oh my God. And I wasn't even, oh my God. Oh Jesus. I needed, I ain't gonna lie, I needed Jesus at that time. Nothing against the religion. No, please don't hold me. It wasn't that. It was just, it was so
You
heavy.
needed what you was familiar to.
Lord, it was
That's
so
what you needed.
heavy. And I went on, oh my God, we had a trip planned. We had a trip planned that was already planned. And it was supposed to be for Mother's Day, but it was before we went. I still went because it was paid and everything. Oh my God. And his grandmother, again, that's all, and she was like, and there's people saying, how are you on the trip? And I want you to enjoy. That's the energy because she knew me.
Absolutely.
You need to get away. You know what I mean? Like, that was a nightmare. Of course, I'm still, like, I cry for my son a lot because I know how I raised him, and I know he would have made a fantastic by now family man.
We didn't even think
I'm
about all
sorry.
that. No, because like stunned his life. Yeah.
And the architecture, he wanted it so bad. He actually did a internship.
But he can still.
He can.
He's done.
I'm
He's
just.
still, yeah.
I'm just living in the.
He can still do it.
Because he was just like his father, like ladies' man, with a lot of females and stuff. But and then even there, I felt so sorry for him because even with people, like, he wanted to date and stuff, and you gotta be careful because some people judge you.
Right.
And they always say something's wrong.
Oh, Lord.
But it's not, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Think about it. If they don't know, that's why I had to tell his story. They don't know. They think he just shot his father. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or he always been mental.
Like something, yeah. He's never been mentally ill. Never. None of my children. I will say none of it. If they do anything weird, it's because the fuck they went until they got wrong. It's never been that. He literally, and I can honestly, I'm going to give an update now because I'll be crying on here for hours. And I'm so glad to my Lord Savior Jesus Christ that I can sit here and laugh and cry at the same time. And I am here. And I am here, Lord God. And I am here. And he's here. And his father is here. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Because, oh my God, if it would have been even worse, I have to say this.
Because
his heart is already broken. So imagine, To this day, if I say, he like, Mom, did you talk to my dad? No, I had to block him today. Come here. This is our conversation. And he's like, why are you blocking my dad, Mom? Like, he's still, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, Mom, just talk to him, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'll try again the next few days. I'll see what he's, you know, talking like or whatever. But I'm so grateful that those two, you know, are just, they are good. The things that his father hasn't told and he has not yet dealt with, and it's on his time. And I gotta take my hands off. I had to take my hands off of that. And I would never hold, and I would say, a grudge. No. Nope. Because everybody deal with their own stuff. You know?
Absolutely.
So, my son is he's still on parole, actually. The first few years was just treatment in a hospital facility and everything. And yes, they brought him back. You know, of course they brought him back. And like currently he's fine. Right. His mental status is really good. You know, medications is working and everything. He's fine. He's back in there for just a tech. He's still so sweet. He's so sweet. That didn't change his heart. You know, he's sweet. Even despite of everything, you know.
Of course.
Because his life, because of this God, man.
No, he still can come out and do exactly what he didn't want to do. Just thank God it wasn't worse, because we know it could have been all around the board. Yes. It could have been worse. So
yes. So I mean, that's it. Trauma. I'm also thanking Father God for my strength and who I am as a mom, and how he built me up so, oh my God, so strong enough to carry on and keep going. And with all of this, you know, with all of it.
So as of today, is the relationship still the same with the other side of the family that was, you know, treating him different? Did that get any better, or is it still the same?
I honestly, from what Kamir told me, because when he came home, and he was home for a couple years, and he said that certain people wouldn't act right. Yeah. And you know what, to be honest too, I didn't blame them too, because if I wasn't told the truth, I would be looking like, you know, like but then again, most of the family is Christians, you know, and we can't do that. But I think, but that's why I told his grandmother, but of course that's still her son, because she knows, you know what I'm saying, but I don't put that on her. That's too much for her too, you know what I mean? That's why a long time ago I was like, we need to have a meeting. And I want to tell everybody what happened and what I know now. And, you know, she's
treating my son no type of way.
Yeah, because you don't know. And, you know, so, yeah. So it's like some is okay and some still, you know, he got a couple favorites. I can't say names. That never, but
sweet.
Uncle, cousin that he calls his aunt, all of them never switched up. The uncle never switched up either. You know, his great grandmother never switched up. His grandma never switched up. Even his grandfather, and I get it, because that was his son. You know what I'm saying? He was confused. He don't even know this story. He don't know, but he just came around not too long ago. Like, he started worrying about him. Yeah, at first he was acting funny too, but you know.
But when you know somebody, and they knew, he grew up as their baby. You know what I'm saying? So when you know certain characteristics of somebody, not even saying, we all know, like, sometimes when they, they have something, they get on something, it changes them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're
So,
saying that the mic is echoing.
I don't even know. Has it been, or is it something new? I wonder.
Is it echoing now?
You got the light on? No.
Mine's was never on. Sorry, everyone.
Let me see.
I never turned mine's on.
That's not on. You go.
I never turned.
You never turned the mic on.
I probably was
It's
talking
on.
from yours. They probably only heard me
Put
from
that back.
yours.
Yeah, it was on. Let's see what it do then.
And my mic was never on. I was talking from your mic. Probably can hear me now.
The mic has an echo. Did it always have an echo, or there was something recent? I wonder.
Maybe I'm probably just
I'm
holding.
trying to see. Yeah. Can y'all hear us now? Does the sound still have an echo? Or no?
Because I know the live is still going. Mm-hmm. After I done cried my lashes.
I know she. It's okay. It's okay.
I never turned my mic on. It was probably yours the
whole
time
time
that I was talking to you. But
no one's saying anything. I'm trying to see when
can y'all hear us now?
I don't know.
Well,
we don't know, and no one's saying anything, so we don't know if y'all can hear us, if it's still echoing or anything.
Well,
hopefully y'all
hopefully
heard.
they can hear. Hopefully they can hear now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. You know. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That was a lot.
I know.
That was a lot.
I know. Oh my
And
God.
oh yeah, you said you never. No, you did. You said you got treatment.
Yeah, I got treatment back
I
then.
want you to put your foot in place.
Yeah, I did. I actually, I went for some months,
Mm-hmm.
and it helped me. You know, it
Right.
helped me a lot because being right there in the midst.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I definitely needed.
And something you never experienced before, so.
Yeah, it sounds pretty clear, but it's still a echo delay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, honey.
Yes. I need this ain't good.
Yeah. Look, every time
it's
we
something
get
with
bored, you and me, it'd be like.
Yeah, like we don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't
Maybe
even.
it's something.
That wasn't the one.
Yeah.
Y'all still hear the echo? Cause this was
If we
the last
talking.
time. This was fine.
Well, I actually thank you, baby. But yeah, so I hope everything was heard though. That was a lot. Cause I'm not about to be on this story again.
we gonna come up next time. Recap.
I'm not about to be getting on here and losing lashes
Oh no! Stop.
for the story.
Stop.
Like here, part 2.
Oh Lord. So for
No.
whoever's on, do y'all still hear the echo? Cause I don't know. We don't know what it was. We do good. Did we do
It might
something
be
else?
the extra mics, cause sometimes they say that, but
That was on the last time though.
Sure.
That one, yeah, and that one wasn't never on.
but hopefully.
That y'all heard everything. It sounds here, but it's still echo. Hold on,
And then I'm like now holding it in my hand, so I don't know if it's still an echo.
let me see.